to 4.2 billion before settling at 2.8 billion. These are extra fees on top of the $10 billion a year they're paying Obama.
Well, now, but I'm looking at this, it says, and I'm reading this, and you're going, what in the world are you talking about? It says, if you're a pharmaceutical company, what you will pay depends on the ratio of the number of brand name drugs you sell to the total number of brand name drugs sold in the U.S.
It means they're going to drop brand name drugs, folks. They're going to get the generic stuff, which is in some cases not as good as the brand name.
So if you sell 10% of the brand name drugs in the U.S., what you pay will be 10% multiplied by 2.3
That's
billion.
each business.
Or 230 billion. I mean, that's
on top of the 10 billion.
Wait, that's 230 million, or 230 million. Yeah.
230 million, but that's a company.
Now this is ridiculous. Okay, so think you as a pharmaceutical, okay, this is section 9008B.
Yeah, and it puts you, and section 2019, actually section 1404.
Actually, all this is all they want more money. Number 16.
Yeah, this is a killer here.
Yeah.
They're basic, I love that one. The government will extract a fee of $2 billion annually from the medical device makers. If you're a medical device maker, you will pay, what you'll pay depend upon your share of the device sales. If you sell 10% of medical devices, what you will pay will be 10% multiplied by $2 billion, which is $200 million. Thank you, as a medical device maker, know how to make a better use of that money. Say for research and development, that's section 9009B. Basically, it also puts in 2.9% excise tax on top of this.
You know what's not in there is because some businesses have margins that are tighter. So let's just say, for example, maybe you had 15% of the market share. If you don't have a 15% profit, you're in the negative.
Mm-hmm. So these are tax writers. It's all about making money.
Okay, not exactly, but you know what I mean. You get the point.
But the second tax on top of the tax is section
So
15.5.
So for example, if you had 15% of the market, it's 15% of the $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it is it depends on how they slice up that pie, because you can end up a huge loser or not pay
You're
something.
paying a 3% tax because you're paying the 2 point something. You're paying a 10% tax. You now have to pay a 2.9% tax on top of that 10% tax because you've paid the 10% tax.
Oh gosh! If you listen, all you hear is you're going to pay more money.
You're going to have no rights. You're going to have no ability to choose. Obama said, if you like the policy you have, you can keep it. Have we said anywhere in this thing that you can keep the policy you had? Everything says you're going to have to change the policy.
Yeah.
Everything. We've got every single thing we went through.
Oh, well, maybe you can keep it, but you can keep yours in addition to paying for the other one.
Yeah, to pay, okay.
That's the fine print.
You have to pay for both policies, whether you use them or not.
Yeah.
It says right there, you're paying for that other policy, folks. Mm-hmm. There is no mention, when you get beyond a point, the fine is gone. It tells you what you're paying.
Yeah, so you can still pay for your own insurance and keep it. You just have to use that in addition to the other one.
Well, you can pay, from what I read from the lawyer's gobbledygook, it says that you have to pay the $2,000 to $3,000 fine and pay for the Obamacare also. It doesn't say you can get out of it. It says you have to pay it. It gives you a list of things that you have to do.
And here's another one you're going to love. Number 7. Oh, this is, the accountants could do well on this.
Yeah.
Number 17. The government will extract a fee of $6.7 billion annually from insurance companies. If you are an insurer, what you will pay depends on your share of net premiums plus.
And that's up to $200 billion now. So
it is.
It's $10 billion.
It said $6.7 billion. Now it's up to $200 billion.
It's up to $200 billion for 10 years, which makes it $20 billion.
$20 billion instead of 6. They just multiplied it over 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
They raised the rates.
What you will pay depends on your share of net premiums plus 200%.
That's right.
Of your administrative costs.
Which means they're not going to have people. Okay, I will tell you, I don't have it on me, but I'm going to actually, we'll play like this is the new future. They were telling the new future of the plan is there will be kiosks there. You'll walk up, put your card in the kiosk. The kiosk will tell you what's wrong with you, who you have to go to, when the appointment is, give you a printed amendment of where you're supposed to go, when you're supposed to do it. Won't tell you what you're having done, but it will tell you how much money you have to pay.
Wasn't he meeting with the healthcare and insurance companies?
Oh yeah, but see, they're the only stocks that are going up at the moment, folks.
Oh,
They said
right.
for until 2/12, they're going to roll in money, and then they're going to be out of business.
Okay, so if your net premiums and administrative costs are equal to 10% of that total.
Which they're not going to have because they're going to take people out of the equation now.
Okay, you will pay 10% of 6.7 billion, which actually is not 6.7 billion now. We'll pay 10% of now $20 billion.
20 billion, yep.
Okay, in the reconciliation bill.
Which is going to be what is that? That's 670 million.
670,000.
It's going to be
670 million.
We basically triple that. It's going to cost you like $1 billion.
No, 20 million.
No, it's 600. They said you will
Because
pay
it's 20
10%, which is our 600. 10% of 6.7 billion.
It's 670 million.
And now,
so now it's 20 billion. So it'd
it's
be
$1 billion. It's $2 billion. It's
200 million. No,
It's $2 billion.
See, and we can add.
We have
so you hear
tripled
us watching this?
I think it's
20 billion.
Yeah, it's 2 point.
No, it's 6.7. It's 20 billion.
18
It'd be 2 billion.
It's $2 billion. You're not going to be paying $2 billion per company.
Hey, but you know what? At least we can still do it in our heads. We don't need a calculator, and we don't need talking points to tell you.
Well, I can guarantee you. I saw last week a congressman got pissed off when they're giving him what's 167 and 167 quickly. He said, "I don't have my calculator with me."
Well, you know,
It's 234 people.
well, part of it is we're looking at this and changing the numbers because the
Well, because
information
the
that we have, they've
just
already
changed-
changed it.
basically,
They've already tripled it.
This was written before people actually knew what was in the reconciliation package.
So basically, this also was from section 1406, and think you, as an insurance executive, know how to better spend that money? Tough.
They got a section for that too.
Section 9010B1A and B.
And that's because they explain to you, you don't have the right to know how to better use this money now. Isn't that something? A lawyer section that tells you you no longer have the right to decide how the money should be spent. It means there's going to be no research and development because if Obama says, I don't think we need a better cancer drug, it's not going to get done. Because the government says they know the money can be better spent in this direction. So, like 18.
That's like them telling you, you know, we don't think salt is good for you, so we're going to take the salt out.
Yeah, and then here's one too. If an insurance company board or stockholder thinks the CEO is worth more than $500,000 in deferred compensation, that's not money he's getting now. That's down the line, maybe when he retires in 20 years.
Most of them have a lot more than that in deferred compensation.
Not anymore.
Because if you're one of these big, you know, the executives, they had to pay you that much just to get you over there.
Yeah, they said basically you're going to have to pay an extra fee.
Oh no, that's a separate one.
Yeah.
This one is section 9014.
Yeah.
And then,
Which means you can't defer the compensation, which is what most people do. You know what deferred compensation for an executive is? It's called your retirement. Retirement. For a person like us, it's retirement. For them, it's deferred compensation. Same word. But
number 19, you will have to pay an additional 0.5% payroll tax on any dollar you make over $250,000 if you file a joint return, and $200,000 if you file an individual return.
I think they said 85% of all of the small businesses in the country file it under their personal income, and they're all, okay. My father and mother were making more than $250,000 a year when I was 5, 6 years old. My father built custom homes for people, and he would have a whole bunch of them going. My mother ended up as a secretary-treasurer of one of the largest corporations in the country. They were making tons of money, and they'd file it as a joint thing. I mean, I'm in the money problems I'm in because all my family, we just never bothered. We just dump all the money in one bank account, and we just get money out that way. Just everybody could get money.